It's your buddy, it's your pal, Mr. Nice Guy. Our last little video got ended abruptly due to a little family issue. That's okay. We're back here with the Houston Texans postseason clip number 2. If you were here with us with the last video, we made the playoffs, number 4 seed, faced off against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and got absolutely destroyed. Offense played pretty well, doing the best that they could. However, the defense just could not hold up against Russell Wilson and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we ended up falling 28-7. Terrible to see. As we went through the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles took on the Baltimore Ravens, won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts winning MVP of that Super Bowl era, and we are here into the postseason with the Houston Texans. If we remember going into the postseason, we were without Stefon Diggs. We were without Tank Dell, missing several pieces of our passing offense, which made it a little difficult. Nico Collins there, though, with the Superstar X Factor, and here we are in the postseason. We're in the offseason here, staff week. Let's take a look at our staff, franchise staff, who we've got. Of course, we are playing as D'Amico Ryans, the head coach, running that West Coast zone run, a 4-3 cover. Ed Green is our offensive coordinator. I think we're going to end up firing him. And then Albert Torres, our defense coordinator, disguise 3-4. We're going to go ahead and fire him as well. And we're going to go ahead and hire a couple of new guys. Really what I'm looking for, boom, right there. That's what I want to see. Some extra hiring bonus for some of these guys. Got 86 points there. Vertical power run, not really what we're looking for. We do have the spread here with Brandon Starks. Emmanuel Ortega, vertical zone run. Running that Philadelphia scheme. We've got the run and shoot here. It's another good guy. Vertical zone run, multiple power run. That's definitely interesting. Multiple zone run. You know what? I really like this here, that multiple zone run and spread. Brian Daboll, West Coast spread. Hello. You know what? We're going to hire Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll now coming to the Houston Texans as the offensive coordinator. Really excited to see him there. So we come over here to our defensive coordinator. We're looking for anyone with a 4-3 defense. Emmanuel Ortega. Wow. Okay. He was a head coach. 4-3 under. That's a possibility. Lots of Tampa 2. Base 4-3. Kevin Stefanski. Cleveland head coach. He's already got some pretty good developments. That's all offensive development, though. Sammy Rios there, 89 hiring bonus. He's a 4-3 guy. And we come down a little further, 92, but he's a 3-4. 4-3, 92. Okay, Anthony Strickland, defensive coordinator. Definitely somebody that we could bring under there. It's 83, 86, 83, 86. All right, we know exactly who it's going to be. It's going to be right there, Anthony Strickland, 92 overall, or 92 hiring bonus. We're going to bring him in, and we've got lots of points to spend. So D'Amico Ryans, their head coach, still looks really good. 7 talents under staff modification, 3 under offensive development, 4 under defensive development. And we're going to be looking to increase. We're going to look to increase a lot of our coaching abilities here. Let's go ahead and start with Brian Daboll. Let's hit that talent tree. Open field moves, pocket passing, and offensive line guru. Let's go ahead and let's do offensive line guru, because let me tell you, offensive line has definitely been a struggle. So pass block power, run block finesse, run block power, run block. So that's increasing run blocking abilities. Increasing pass blocking abilities. So which way do we want to go? I really think for our Texans team, we're going to go ahead and start on this the run blocking abilities here for our offensive line. Then we're going to increase strength. We're going to hit that twice. And then we'll throw over. Well, you know what? We're going to hold off on that. We're going to hold off on that because we do want to throw some things here for our defensive coach. Inside 4-3, toughness for defensive line. Hit powers, second level, defensive back guru. Okay, so then the question becomes, where do we spend our money? Do we need it on our defensive line? Do we need it on our secondary? I think our secondary is probably where we need the most help. We do have Derek Stingley Jr. back there. We're going to have some young safeties. Defensive line, we're really good. We got Will Anderson. We got a couple of D tackles in our linebacking core. We're doing okay. We've already got the X Factor on. So let's see. Pursuit. Tackle, that's all for the free safeties, and this is all for the corners. We're going to go ahead and throw points on the safeties. What we got here? Play recognition for corners and safeties. And then let's boost a little injury there. And then we don't have enough points for anything else. Let's see, do we have anything that we can add for our head coach? Offensive development. Doesn't look like we've got enough points for anything there. Let's go to player personnel. Anything we can add here? Offensive coordinator, anything that we can add? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so we've spent all of our points. We've boosted our offensive line through Brian Dable. I think that's a good thing for him. And then we've boosted the defensive back here for our defensive coordinator. So revamped a little bit. We've got an offensive coordinator that was once a head coach in the NFL. It's sad to see him get fired. But hey, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and check these 2024 retirements. Do we have any Houston Texans retiring? We do. John Weeks retires. No surprise there. Case Keenum, no surprise there. And a defensive end. All righty. So we're here in the offseason. Don't worry about scouting the college players just yet. Let's go to the re-signed players. 70 out of 75 on the roster at the moment, which is nice. If you were with us last time, we had a meeting with Joe Mixon, the running back, who was very upset over the fact that we weren't going to spend a lot on offensive line help for him. So let's see what we got here. All right, what's your motivation there, Joe Mixon? I hate the cold. Okay. Well, good thing you're in Houston. Good thing you're in Houston. I want you to care more about winning. Oh, number one motivation, the same. You don't like the cold. All right, well, tough cookies. 3 new messages. Let's see. Oh, wow, this is new. Willie Gay just walked out of negotiations with the Saints. Could be interesting. We may have an opportunity to pursue Javon Kinlaw this offseason. As I hear, he wants out of East Rutherford. Do we need an upgrade at left outside linebacker? I happen to know that Devin Bush is likely available in the offseason. Something to consider. Hey, that's pretty cool. All right, so players ready to negotiate. Let's go back here to the drawing board. Let's take a look at some of these. Derek Stingley Jr., we're going to accept that offer on his 5th-year option. Thank you. Stephon Diggs, we're not going to keep him. Jeff Okuda, maybe. 5th-year option on Kenyon Green. No, we're not going to accept that. He is not. Let's see. We're going to, go ahead and reject that 5th-year option on Kenyon Green. Jimmy Ward at strong safety. Okay, well, maybe let's throw a little money up there. There we go. Oh, just not interested in signing. All right, well, Jimmy Ward is headed out. Jeff Okuda, throw a little money his way. All right, Jeff Okuda's coming back. Stephon Diggs, we're not franchise. How much would the franchise tag be? $26.8 million for one year. You know what? We could franchise tag. Let's finish signing our other players. We could franchise tag him. Jimmy Ward, we're definitely not bringing back. Devin White, right outside linebacker. Let's just make him an offer. Nope, just not interested in signing. Okay, well, Devin White's leaving. That guy I'm not really worried about. This guy right here actually played pretty well. Throw a little more money his way. Oh, he wants to test free agency. Okay, well, hell. Chris Boyd, no. No. Free safety, 69 overall. We'll throw him a 2-year contract. He's staying. What I'm looking at is we could franchise tag Stephon Diggs, and then what we could really do after franchise tagging him is trade him. So Eric Murray, strong safety, 71. No, thank you. Well, 1-year deal. Okay, yeah. That way we at least have a strong safety there, seeing as Jimmy Ward has decided he's not going to stay with us. Looking more here, Mario Edwards, definitely worth an attempt to re-sign. We'll throw him a little more money. Good offer. We bring him back. But yeah, what I'm looking at is we can take Stephon Diggs. We throw the franchise tag on him. Robert Woods, we'll let him go. Throw the franchise tag on him and then trade him and get some value and see what we can get in the draft. So with that being said, we're going to go throw the franchise tag on Stephon Diggs. 1 year, $26.8 million salary. That's a lot of money. But there we go. So that leaves us $20 million in cap space. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll move on to the next week. And before we get into free agency, we'll take a look at what the team needs are. And then we'll look at any possible trade opportunities for Stephon Diggs ahead of the draft. Perhaps we trade him ahead of the draft. Perhaps we wait until later on. It's just kind of a fluid situation, especially when you're kind of, you're coming into this point in the season. Very first week of free agency, if you've got some players up on the board that you might want to trade, you might not, you're not quite sure. Best thing to do is, number one, take a look in free agency, see how much money you've got to work with, see if there's any money to free up. If there's no money to free up and you can get everybody that you want, then maybe hold on to that guy until you get into draft week. Then once you get into draft week, then you can kind of look at where you need to be. So it's all about biding your time, finding the time when or if you need the money. And then if any of that all works out, it is what it is. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and take a look at our team, look at our roster, and see where we've got some holes and where we need to fill. So, there we go. So at quarterback, we're pretty well set. We've got C.J. Stroud. Davis Mills is still there on the roster. He's a capable backup, so no need at quarterback. Running back, we're pretty good with Joe Mixon. We've got Dameon Pierce still on the books, J.J. Taylor, and Mr. Jordan. Fullback, British books. I don't know where the heck he came from, but okay, we got a fullback. Wide receiver, this is where we might need some help. So we got Stephon Diggs. He's right there at the top. Savings and penalty, we're not, when we trade him, it's not going to help us out in salary cap wise. We do have Nico Collins. Tank Dell for this, we're going to say that, he came back for the year. So we got Tank Dell back. We still have John Mechie III. We're pretty well set at wide receiver. We may look at somebody in the draft just to add a little more youth to this room, but we look okay. For tight end, we've got Dalton Schultz. We've got Brevin Jordan. Cade Stover is still on the books as well. We could look to add a standout young tight end, but I think we're all right. Larry Tunsil, we've still got him on the field. We got Blake Fisher here that could potentially be his replacement in the future. Juice Scruggs there at left guard. We could get better at the guard position, but we'll wait and see. Especially we could get better at the center position. Right guard, we've got Shaq Mason, a little old there. Definitely going to need a replacement coming up soon. And then we got Titus Howard at right tackle. He's been doing okay, but, we could just wait and see. Left end, Will Anderson playing well, superstar. Right end, we've got Danielle Hunter, the young man that we got in free agency this past year, which is nice. D tackle, we definitely could use some help there. I think that's definitely one position to put on the list. So we'll add that. D tackle, probably wide receiver. Guard would definitely be some help so far. Left outside linebacker, we've got no one. Middle linebacker, Ajish Al-Shair and Henry To'o. You know what we can do with Henry To'o? We can take him, and we're going to move him to left outside linebacker. That gives us a decent left outside linebacker there, and definitely going to have to sign in some help. So he's still a 76 overall, but out at left outside linebacker, not a bad spot. Right outside linebacker, we still have Christian Harris. So the linebacker position is definitely a position that needs some immediate help. We'll probably look into free agency for that. Corner-wise, we've got Derek Stingley Jr., 93 overall. We do have Kamir Lassiter here, a young player out of Georgia, day one starter. We still have Miles Bryant, Jeff Okudah way down the list, but that's okay. We're okay at corner. Free safety, Jalen Petrie, who hopefully should be back, and then we've got Kalen Bullock, who could step into the strong safety position. So let's take a look at these two guys and see who would be best at strong safety. Jalen Petrie, 5'11", 198, and then Kalen Bullock, 6'2", 188. Jalen Petrie's definitely got the better strength. Man in zone coverage, I think Jalen Petrie's going to be better at free safety. Press, catching, tackle. Yeah, all right. So we're going to take Kalen Bullock. He's going to move to strong safety. He's got the better zone abilities. He's also a star dev, so it would be great to have him as a starter. So there we go. He's a 75 overall, 22 years of age, 90 speed, so good speed out there. And then his strength is a little bit, a little left to give, but he definitely has the zone coverage abilities, good catching, and decent tackle to play right there in the strong safety position. So when we take a look here at our kicker position, 78 overall, Cam Fairbairn's getting a little up there, and then we still have Tommy Townsend, so we're good. Draft picks, we have a first round pick number 21, second, third, fourth. We got a fifth from Buffalo and then a seventh. So missing that sixth round pick, but that's okay. We got some picks to work with here. Alrighty, so looking at our positions of need, we've got 2 on offense, 2 on defense, D tackle and linebacker on defense, wide receiver guard on offense. Let's go ahead and take a look at our free agents. Who is out there? Anyone that could help us a lot. Wow, Ryan Kelly. How many teams? 10 teams interested. Right outside linebacker, Khalil Mack. He's only got 2 teams interested, but he's very interested in coming to Houston. 6'3", 269, though. He fits a 3-4 scheme. It says he's a scheme fit. Really? Let's take a look at the player card for him. Power rusher, that's interesting, but he definitely doesn't fit our 4-3 scheme. I don't know why that throws him up as a scheme fit. There's a right outside linebacker. Middle linebacker, Levante David, 35 years old. No teams interested, so that would be a pretty good get, at least for a 1-year kind of thing. He is a star. Boy, that would knock us down quite a bit in our cap space, so it may not be something that we do. Let's click on through. Let's go to wide receiver. Who's available in wide receiver? So Amari Cooper up there, position number 1, 6'1", 211. Interested in coming to our team, so that would be a nice little get there. 10 teams interested, though. Marquise Brown, 28 years old, got 2 teams interested. He wants a lot of money, so a lot of these guys right here I don't think would be pretty good for us. Elijah Moore, 2 teams interested. He's 25 years old, and then Tutu Atwell, no teams interested, 25 years of age, 93 speed, 5'9", 165, though. He's a little undersized. But I think worth throwing an offer to. $15.5 million in cap space remaining, so I think we'll do that. We'll toss the offer out there. And we move on to, let's take a look at left guard. Who's up there in left guard? Who's interested in coming to Houston? Evan Brown, got 3 teams interested. He does have some interest in coming here. He's 28 years old. It's a possibility. Patrick McCary, 2 teams interested. Come down a little bit further. Nothing really there at left guard. Let's go to right guard. Not a lot of interest, and besides Will Hernandez, things drop off pretty quickly. So definitely, I don't think a position we'll look at going to. Let's take a look at D tackle. Okay, so we do have some interest here. Poona Ford, 5'11", 310. Only one other team interested in him. He's 29 years of age, 79 overall. That's not too bad. Pretty good speed at 72. Strength 87. That's not terrible. Let's take a look here. Daquan Jones, 6'4", 320. Speed's a little down, but strength's up a little bit better. No team's interested in him. Could be interesting. He's a scheme fit as well, and a mentor and a bridge player. Let's take a look at how that would affect our remaining cap. 4.25. One other position we need to look at is linebacker, but I think this would probably be a pretty good offer. for a 1-year rental. Let's take a look at linebacker. I think we've already offered one linebacker. No. We offered a wide receiver is what we offered. So we're definitely going to be looking at linebacker in the draft. Landon Roberts here. We could offer him a 74 overall. 75 overall. Jermaine Sherwood, star dev, 7 other teams interested in, so it's going to be a little difficult. So at this point, we've got a couple of players. We've got a wide receiver. We've got a D tackle that we're looking at. So that's 2 positions of need there. And now what we're going to need to do here is go to roster, and we're going to look at the trade center. We're going to go look at trading Stefan Diggs to another team. So trade finder, we're going to add Stefan Diggs. Why can I not add Stefan Diggs? Is it because he's on the franchise tag? He's still on our team, right? I may not be able to look at trading a player until we actually get to the next season. There's Stefan Diggs. I can't trade him. Wow, so we may have to wait until we get to the actual next season before we can trade Stefan Diggs. All right, well, at this point, we're just going to have to roll with free agency and what we've been able to offer. I mean, there was not really anyone standing out that I was concerned about getting or not getting. So with this, let's go ahead and evaluate our offers. Hey, and we signed both players. So we've got DeQuinn Jones here, D tackle, 33 years of age, kind of a 1-year rental, but he'll help fill a space there. And then Tutu Atwell, the wide receiver, just stepping in to give us a little more depth at wide receiver because we do plan to trade Stefan Diggs. So at this point, let's advance to the next week. So we did land the D tackle, which is great. Let's go ahead and we'll take a look at our roster again. I think offensive line is going to be a position that we're going to look at in the draft. Wide receiver, we seem to be okay. We've got some pretty young guys there. Let's look at 2024 retirements. Any more Texans? John Weeks, Case Keenum, and then the right end. So yeah, no new retirements. Alrighty, so let's come back here. Free agents were pretty good. I want to take a look at the roster and see if I'm able to trade Stefan Diggs now. Maybe I have to wait during the draft. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to wait during the draft or the next season if I want to trade Stefan Diggs or not. So, okay, so now we're going to take a look at college players. Pick 21. So we're definitely not looking at Shadur Sanders. Wide receiver, I think we're okay. We're not going to look at that. So let's go down the list here and look kind of in range. We may go best player available. So we do have TJ Kendrick, left outside linebacker. He's a power rusher, though, so he doesn't really fit our scheme with the 4-3. We look here. Roderick Hitchinson, 6'1", 297, power rushing D tackle, kind of fits our scheme a little bit. We have a left tackle here in Philip Leach, 6'4", 313, out of Notre Dame. Agile, could definitely fit the scheme. We could move in to a guard position possible. Another left outside linebacker here. Yeah, power rusher definitely fits more of a 3-4 scheme, not our 4-3. We don't really need the free safety, so I think we're good there. Let's move up a little bit. There's a right tackle here from Virginia. 6'6", 317, pass protector. Those guys are really not that great. Move up again here. Javier Alden out of Clemson, 6'7", 319, pass protector again, another pass protector. A lot of wide receivers and quarterbacks in this class. 6'2", 253, power rusher. Once again, an edge rusher, not really a full-on linebacker. We come a little further down. Some more left tackles here. Edward Brewer, Virginia, 6'5", 317, agile. Brian Tucker, 6'6", 318, another agile guy. That's not bad. Another agile right tackle here. So we may end up going offensive line. A lot of speed and power rushers there. Just not a lot of good guys. So, yep. we'll sit back. We'll see how things play out. Let's go ahead and advance our week. We may end up just going straight ahead to the draft. We're not going to sign any more free agents. I'm pretty good with where we are. We're going to free agency recap. We'll look at the final mock draft just to see what we're projected to pick. We got private workouts. I think I'll delegate that to the staff. I'm not really worried about it. Let's jump ahead. We go to the draft, and that should give us our final mock draft. Really, with this season, I haven't done a lot in focusing. Let's look at our mock drafts. It's a short, abbreviated final season, and so you're not going to get the full. Why is this not loading? Let's give it a minute. All right, well, it's only showing me 3 mock drafts, so could be a glitch there. Let's just jump on down. We're supposed to be at pick 21. They have us taking Brian Tucker, the agile right tackle out of LSU. Well, it's a possibility. I'll see how many quarterbacks they've got going in the first one. So Quentin Ewers going to the Saints, Carson Beck to the Jets. Jalen Daniels out of Kansas going to Raiders. Yeah, this is kind of a questionable draft. Yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead and start our NFL draft.
Every career starts as
Ooh.
a belief.
Intro video. Okay, I like this.
And line up next to them on the same field in the same league. That dream required incredible sacrifice just to even make it to this point. For the coaches and teams of this league, they dream of the right player that changes everything for their franchise. Tonight, those dreams collide. Welcome to Madden's NFL Draft.
All right, I like this intro. That's pretty cool. Not going to skip the video. All right, here we are, the 2025 NFL Draft. We're just going to... Oh, there we go. Shedeur Sanders goes first to the New York Giants. We're going to go ahead and skip ahead to our pick. Yeah, because I think the draft's a little... This draft class not as good. First time playing Madden 2025, I haven't really got a good feel for who's got a good, accurate draft class out there. So looking at the board, Jalen Daniels, quarterback, goes to the Raiders. Wide receiver going to the Titans. Wide receiver to Cleveland. Right outside linebacker to the Panthers. Right outside linebacker to the Bears. Defensive end, right tackle, quarterback to the Jets, Carson Beck. That's a possibility. I don't know if he'll go that. I don't think he'll go that high. Quentin Ewers to the Saints is another possibility, although they've got Spencer Rattler. And okay, a lot of left tackles. Last 3 picks were left tackles. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the board. What do we have left on the board? Anything interesting? So first round grade, wide receiver. Still up on the board there. Couple of quarterbacks there that I've never heard of. No wonder they're rated as day 3. Lots of day 3 guys left up on the board there. All right. That is the agile Brian Tucker out of LSU. Let's look at the talent here and see if anybody... 3, 4, day 3, so nothing great there. Let's just go with straight up position rank here. So now the question becomes is, I think, the right tackle is probably a good choice for us. But is he a good choice this high? He's 21 years old. He could fit in well on the offensive line. I mean, we've really got 2 right tackles here to look at. So we're just going to jump over to the right tackle. So we've got these 2 right tackles here. Both agile, which I really like. Both rate near the bottom. So 6'4", 316, 6'6", 318. So let's kind of compare. High motor, good discipline, won't get flagged much. That's great. 31 reps, 33 reps. That's okay. Super agile. Got elite jumping, elite agility, elite acceleration. That's awesome. Looks pretty good. Looks really solid. So let's take a look at the next young man. Hoover here out of Oklahoma. Won't get flagged much. High motor. Great. 6'4", 316. Great. Good speed, good strength. Oh, he rates a little bit better at his private pro day on his strength, which is nice. Good impact blocking, good lead blocking. Blocking finesse looks good. Pass blocking C to F. I don't like that. Run blocking power C to F. The finesse is A. Let's go back and we'll take a look at Mr. Tucker here. CF on the pass blocking. Lead block A. Pass block finesse is an A. Pass block power is down. Run block, very similar, very similar. He grades out as the most agile, which I think would probably work good in a left guard position. Be real quick, and he also has all of the elites. So I think Brian Tucker is definitely the pick here. The only other choice I see is trading back. I don't want to trade back. We do need some offensive line help. We need help at guard. So draft the player. Brian Tucker. Texans pick. Right tackle out of LSU. Very handsome young man. Got that purple on. Holding up that jersey, looking good. 94 in true value. Got him at 21. Oh, my God. That was a horrific pick. Horrific pick. We'll go ahead. You know, a created draft class here. Wow. Yep, that was terrible. Brendan Paxton there out of Colorado. That's weird. Take a look at some of the guys left on the board here. There's a D tackle. What's our other positions of need? We need D tackle, left linebacker. Linebacker is a big need. So let's go ahead and take a look at left outside and middle. A couple of guys there. They're all day 3. Let's take a look at middle. We do have a round 2-3 guy here. This is a day 3 guy. Good awareness. Doug Taylor out of Alabama. Yeah, this is nuts. You know, this is terrible. Over here and take a peek. Decent tackle. Good zone coverage here. He's around 2-3. I think we'll take him. Look at the physicals. Pretty good. Got a lot of elite stuff going on there. Let's go ahead and draft him. Why not? Pete Montague, 130 in true talent. This is just not a fan of this class. I'm actually going to go ahead and skip ahead to the end of the draft. I'm going to let the computer draft everything else. This is a bust. Absolute bust of a draft class here. Really, honestly, at the point of just calling this series right now. Let's take a look at the draft recap. If it's bad, I'm going to call this series right off the bat. We'll completely restart this, go back, make it more realistic, fix the playoff issue. But let's look at the draft recap. I think it's going to be terrible. 74 overall. Okay, that's not all that bad. 73 is not bad. 72 for a D tackle here. Got a run stopper out of Mississippi State that's a 77. I may have hit this class a little too hard. 72 tight end and then a 63 middle linebacker in the end. But okay, overall, that's not a real player from Alabama. I don't know who this person is, but They got a few things right, but okay, this is not bad. This is definitely doable. I was kind of getting thrown off with the true value talent and everything out of a lot of these players, but a lot of them, they're looking okay. Got a great right outside linebacker here out of Mississippi. I mean, let's take a look here at him. Normal dev, so nothing great, Um, it's taking too long. The tackle, I don't know if we ever saw. Yeah, he does have a hidden dev, so we do have the hidden dev there on the tackle. What about our second pick, the middle linebacker? Another hidden dev. Okay, all right. You know what? I judged this book a little too quickly. Judged it a little too quickly. Let's take a look at this defensive tackle here. Another hidden dev. All right, so we've got a lot of good young players to work here with. Man, I was getting pretty pessimistic there for a moment. Tight end's got a hidden dev. Holy cow. All right, if the 63 overall guy has a hidden dev, that's a little weird. Normal dev. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Well, hey, we can work this out. It'd be okay. All righty. Well, we've got a pretty good team to work with. Let's go to manage the roster. Let's take a look at the NFL roster here. See what we've got after. We don't want to change. We want to change. So quarterback, we're still working. CJ Stroud, Davis Mills. Running back, nothing has changed there. Fullback, we've got ourselves a fullback. Wide receiver, we got Stephon Diggs, who we might trade or we might not. We got Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and then Atwell, who we signed in free agency, and some other good guys. So we got us a couple of good guys there. Tight end, we did bring in Loftus, so we may release a couple of these guys down here. Irv Smith Jr. from Alabama, an actual player, may get released as he's one of the lower ranked guys. However, I don't know, Cade Stover, 1 year of experience. He's on a rookie contract. We'll probably keep him around. Left tackle, we've got Laramie Tunsil. We've got Blake Fisher there. And then left guard, we've got Juice Scruggs, Kendrick Green and Kenyon Green. We've got center Jarrett Patterson, Shaq Mason there at right guard. Now, right tackle is where things get interesting. We've got Brian Tucker, who could step in, who could back up Titus Howard for the season. Or do we make a few moves? Let's do this. Let's make a little move here with Brian Tucker. I want to see how he does as a guard. If he does pretty good at the left guard, we could take our left guard and move him into center. So let's take a look at Brian Tucker as a left guard. 76 overall, rates up really well. So let's look at Juice Scruggs playing in the center position, which is what I think he played in college. Kind of like that. I like that there. So Juice Scruggs, we're going to move him into center. Brian Tucker there at left guard. That's a good position for him. He's also got the hidden dev. Very agile as well, so he handled the pass rush really well on the left side. And then Juice Scruggs up to a 71 on that side, a little bit better than Jarrett Patterson. A little more power there too to take on the end. So yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. That looks pretty good. Left end looking really good. We're pretty solid there. Defensive tackle. Hey, we got Wheatley, the rookie out of Wisconsin, right there, number 2 defensive tackle on the team. Pretty good strength too, good speed and agility and acceleration coming off there. Really fit in well with Daquan Jones, a 1-2 punch. Left outside linebacker, we got Henry Toho, 76 overall, looks pretty good. Middle linebacker, Al Sharir is going to be starting there. We've got Pete Montague, who we drafted, 73 overall, very good backup. And then on the right outside linebacker, Isaac Good, the rookie, is going to get the nod to start out there over Christian Harris. I think we'll take Christian Harris and move him to the left side. And what that'll do is that'll give us a good backup to get a couple of Alabama boys on that left side. We'll have a good backup for Henry Toho, who I think will continue to grow. But then we got Christian Harris to step in there and back him up. Christian Harris, 6'1", 266. He's a pass coverage guy. Pretty quick. Lots of good change of direction. Pretty decent strength. Good tackle. Zone coverage is okay. Christian Harris is somebody we could look at moving to strong safety in the future. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. So we got Derek Stingley Jr. still holding down the corners there. Kamir Lassiter along with him. Free safety, Jalen Petrie back from injury is going to be starting there. And at strong safety, we'll have Kalen Bullock. Kalen Bullock, you know what? I really want to try this right now. I want to see how Christian Harris fits as a strong safety. Does he go up or does he go down in overall? He's a pass coverage middle linebacker, so he'd probably be a run defense strong safety. but I'm really interested to see how well he would play in that position. So let's look at the overall. 74 overall. So be one notch below Kalen Bullock. And I think Kalen Bullock is better coverage guy. So we're going to move Christian Harris. He's going to go back to left outside linebacker. It was a good experiment. It was worth taking a look at. But he'll do better there at left outside linebacker. He did go up overall though, so that's interesting to know. We'll see if that's a possibility. And kicker and punter don't change. Draft picks, we didn't trade anything, so we're pretty well set. Next draft, I think we'll probably use Madden generated draft. I don't know if we'll use the fan created drafts though, because that draft class, it was underwhelming for me. We'll go ahead and move on. Advance into the next season. What we'll do is we'll take a look and see if we can trade Stephon Diggs, see if we can gain some draft capital for him. I think we are a little bit over on our we're a little over on our capital, on our salary cap. So let's go ahead and let's take a look. Before we get anything started, I want to see if we can trade Stephon Diggs. We should be able to. We're in a completely new season now. We're 10 million in cap space. There he is. Okay, so let's add him to the list. Let's get offers. Let's see what kind of offers we get. So, wow, really good corner. Really, really good corner there from the Bills. Second round pick as well. That's a 29-year-old corner in Terrion Johnson. That's definitely, that's a possibility. First rounder from the Broncos, 2028. Second rounder and a running back, no thank you. Defensive end, no thank you, especially not that low. Asante Samuel, 25-year-old corner. And some picks there from the Chargers. Kenny Moore, 30-year-old, no thank you. 24-year-old corner, superstar dev from the Commanders. Plus a second rounder, not this year, but next year, and a fifth rounder. That's Cooper DeJean, 22-year-old star dev corner, a third and a sixth from the Eagles. This is stars. 24-year-old strong safety, a second, a fifth, and a seventh from the Giants. Wow. 26-year-old middle linebacker, star dev, a third and a seventh from the Jaguars. Ooh, Terrion Arnold, a second, a fifth, a seventh, and a seventh. That's a good right guard, 75 overall, star dev, second and a seventh. Jabril Peppers, free safety, 22-year-old, a center, second and a fifth. No. Sweat in a second. I'm gonna tell you, Terrion Arnold is a pretty good pull. Cooper DeJean with a third and a sixth. That's a good pull. That's a good pull right there too. Who threw me a first? The Broncos. Mike McGlinchey. That's a 30-year-old though. No, thank you. 29-year-old. No, thank you. I honestly think that's Bucky Irvin. That's a running back. We don't need one. Ooh, Asante Samuel, star dev, 84-year-old, 25-year-old corner. That would be awesome to have. Kenny Moore. The toss-up is between these two. You got a 24-year-old superstar dev, 80 overall corner with a second rounder, not this year, but next year, and then a fifth rounder. Or an 80 overall star dev 22-year-old, third and sixth this coming year. So do we want to wait out and grab the second that comes up later and get the superstar, who's 4 points lower? No, they're the same. I think it's this one. I think it's the trade with the Commanders, the 24-year-old who's a superstar dev already. He'll be an immediate starter on our team. We'll get a second rounder in 2 years. So in 2 drafts. So not this draft, but the next draft. We'll have a second rounder and then a 5th rounder this coming draft. This is a 3rd and a 6th this coming draft. 2 years younger. That's it. That's the pick right there. Easy pick. Now a cap room's up 22.5 million, so we've got some more cap space to work with. We can sign a few guys. Let's go ahead and let's set our depth chart. I think we're good. We're set. We might look into free agency, see who was left over. CJ Stroud, definitely our starter. Joe Mixon. Got British Brooks there. And now we come up to wide receiver. Tank Dell's coming back up the list. Atwell's going to be the 3rd guy. Got John Mechie. Then Sims. And then Hutchinson. So there's your wide receiver lineup. We got Nico Collins, who's still the superstar X Factor. Tank Dell is back from injury. We've got Tatu Altwell, and then we've got John Mechie and filling out the rest there. So that looks pretty good. Tight end, Dalton Schultz, Breven Jordan, Stover is there. Looking pretty good. Actually, hold up. Forgot we've got our young rookie here who's going to step up. A little bit better strength, better blocker, which is nice. Left tackle, we've got Laramie Tunsil. Left guard, Brian Tucker is going to get the nod there to start. At center, we got Juice Scruggs is going to get the start there. Right guard, Shaq Mason. And we'll throw Kenyon Green up there. And then under Kenyon Green, we'll have our actual right guard. Right tackle. You know, Blake Fisher can get the nod to back up at right tackle with the actual right tackle below him. Dadgummit, I backed out. Let's come back. We'll take a look here. Come back to our depth chart. So we're at right tackle, and we got that sorted out. Left end, it's Will Anderson Jr. Right end, Danielle Hunter, looking good. Defensive tackle. Now, this is where things look a little wonky. Where's our good defensive tackle there? Daquan Jones, number 78. Not number 78, 78 overall, stepping up. And then we also have, there's Mr. Wheatley. There we go. So Mr. Wheatley, the young rookie, he's going to be there as the number 2 defensive tackle. We got Daquan Jones right ahead of him. Left outside linebacker. Oh, here's where it's going to get a little wonky. Yeah, see, I don't know why it does that. It puts Henry Toho starting on the other side. Middle linebacker, we're definitely going to have to... well, I don't know. We've got 3 middle linebackers. We're okay. So Henry Toho, we're going to put him... We want Henry Toho to start at left outside linebacker, with Christian Harris backing him up. And then at right outside linebacker, we've got Good. Our young rookie is going to get the nod there to start. And actually, we'll have Christian Harris back both of them up. Derek Stingley Jr., and then, of course, we've got the young man that we just traded for. Stefan, no more here in Houston. It was fun having him. It was a big signing in free agency, but he ends up with the injury out the majority of the year. And so moving on from him, we've added to our secondary. We've definitely got a good, strong safety, free safety, 1-2 bang there. Kick returners doesn't really bother me all that. Punt returners, kickoff starter, that's fine. Long snapper, that's fine. If we come to third down back, oh, Brooks, no. Heck no. Joe Mixon there, and then power back is going to go Joe Mixon with Damian Pierce backing him up. Slot wide receivers. So we got John Mechie, we got Tank Dell. I think Tank Dell is the better of the two. And then Atmore there. Nico Collins, definitely be the starter. Rush outside linebacker, Will Anderson, Daniel Hunter. Rush defensive tackle. I want Wheatley to be up there. He's got a lot of good speed. Sub linebacker. Good question. All right, it's going to be Henry To'o. And then there. And Christian Harris. Christian Harris is backing up both the outside linebacker positions, which will work really well. Oh, hold up. Texans. Slot corner, Lassiter. Lassiter be okay there. Stingley, Petrie. Yeah. Yeah, Lassiter would be good to step in and be the third corner. Then we've got our practice squad. So there's your team. A lot better draft class than I expected. I'm a little disappointed in that fan created draft class, or the Madden created draft. It wasn't that good. Missing a lot of good quarterbacks. I think that class was probably created at the beginning of the season. It had the most downloads. But hey, you know what? We're going to roll with it. This season going in, we're going to use a Madden generated draft class. We'll do a lot more scouting. We'll get a lot better picture, and we'll make a lot better decisions. But overall, the draft class looked really good. We came out really, really well on that, which makes me feel like a lot of those players were probably extremely overrated. But there are your Houston Texans. We've shored up the offensive line. We've added a linebacker. We've added some corner depth. We've traded away Stephon Diggs after hitting him with the franchise tag. Gained a few draft picks and a very good young corner with a superstar development. He's going to be starting number 2 behind Derek Stingley Jr. And the future looks really bright here in Houston. We've changed up the offensive and defensive coordinator. It's going to be the same philosophy. We're going to be running that 4-3. We're going to be running that West Coast zone offense. We've got a really good offensive line going into this season. Tank Dell is back. Nico Collins with that superstar X Factor is there. John Mechie III is going to get in a little more playing time. And the future looks bright in Houston. Till next time, it's your buddy, it's your pal, Mr. Nice Guy. I hope you enjoyed watching this. And when we come back, we'll get through the preseason and we'll see where our Texans stand.